Time for a little catch up. Missed last week, apologies, but I'm back. Let's catch up with P and Moles and see what they've been doing this last week.
What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We live it like this could be a final day.
Welcome back to Wednesday. Apologies, I missed last week's vlog. Just not really much going on with the girls, and then I thought I'll have a week off and then I can kind of condense it into this week, a bit of an update. We're now on Saturday, and this morning I'm going to pop P over her first kind of like grid experience, so I thought that'd be really good to vlog, and I'll catch up with you a little bit of what we've been doing in the week, including an e-riders test that the lovely P-Pod did and a learning curve for me. Let's get on it. Let's have a quick update with the girls. So this little lady, let's put you out a bit. So this little lady did her first e-riders, which is online dressage, if you're not aware, and it's one of the, I've done it before with the boys and I really love it because I think it gives you some quite accurate scores, and it also gives you something to work on. So little P-Pod I made an arena in the school, a 20x40, and little P-Pod took to the e-riders test. So first off, I'm going to pop that in there. It was intro, oh my goodness, it was intro C from British Dressage, and yeah, you can see how she got on. Very baby-like, spoiler. Got my marks, but I thought I'd do a little voiceover to see my initial thoughts. First thought, when setting up an arena, make sure that you put the pole a little bit further away from A so you can actually get in. Way off the centre line there. Look, managed to sidestep across, but that's not a very good start, is it? That's the first impression you get. It's not a great one. So we're going round here. Yes, she's above the vertical, she's not really on a contact. This particular day she was hella spicy, and I thought absolutely trying to force her into a contact, or even just kind of just messing with her mouth a little bit, she was quite offended by it, so I just wanted her to go forward, really. So yeah, I can understand where I'd mark low on that. Was that a 20-metre circle? No, I've never seen a circle that shape, but you know, we move. And we're coming down the centre line again, way off, but we've managed to transition into a nice little walk, and this is where you're going to do the draw, like the two circles you do two 10-metre circles with a give and retake on each bottom half of the circle. I think I actually thought she did this really well. She doesn't necessarily change when the rein is given, but you know, I thought it was all right. She's come back into the centre line, and then we're going round. Yes, she's not very supple. Yes, she doesn't flex very well. She only finished racing in January, this mare, so to even be thinking of doing a dressage test, I think is excellent. I think it's great progress. We are back down the centre line, and I think we go into a trot, and we're going to, wasn't a bad transition that, and we are going to go onto a 20-metre circle on this rein. As you can see again, she's a little bit fussy with the mouth. She's had a refit of a saddle since this day, and I think she just changed a little bit in her muscle, and it was just maybe a tiny bit uncomfortable. She's a lot better today. She's less kind of uptight in her frame. Again, was that a 20-metre circle? I'm not even sure. Maybe I should go back to like school and figure out, you know, you do first do your shapes. I think I need that because it was more elliptical, I think, than circular. Oh, here we go into a serpentine. Now, I actually like this. I thought of all the moves that we did, this wasn't bad. She starts to relax a little bit here as well when we're flexing on both sides of the rein. I'm happy with her. You know, I thought they were, because usually on my serpentines, the first loop is tiny. I thought they were quite equal. So I'm going to say that's a positive. And here we're going to go on to a free walk on a long rein across the diagonal. Good points in this, because she does, look there, she is going to stretch down. I like that. I think that would have got a good, I don't know, 5, 6. That's really good. I need to work on accuracy in my riding. I throw a lot of marks away by being sloppy riding. And I know in dressage we need to kind of up our game. We're going to go down the centre line now for the big finale and to see if we can actually do a halt. I'd never practised before this day doing a centre line and halt. Note to self, maybe I should have. However, she don't do a bad job, you know? Look at that. I mean, that's pretty decent. So I haven't got the sheets back for the test yet, but we had to compete HC, which if anybody doesn't know what that means, I think it means horse concurs or something similar, which means basically you can't be competitive. And the reason why that happened, I'm going to show you, because I didn't realise this rule, and it's not actually in the rule book neither. So I did contact British Dressage and ask them for clarification, which they said, yes, it's not allowed because of the colour, because it needs to be discreet. So as you probably know with P, she's building up some shoulder muscle, so her saddle does slightly slip back. So I've got a breastplate, but it's got fluff on. So the breastplate is allowed BD, the fluff is not. So lesson to the wise. I need to learn that I booked her in for next month. I need to learn that for then. But she scored a fabulous 61%, which for her first dressage, I was super impressed with. I'm going to do another one next month. So what I'll do with that is vlog it properly, and then we can go through actually where she's scoring well, where she's scoring poor, and things that I need to work on. But I was majorly impressed with her. So yeah, well done, P. The second thing I did with P this week, it's been a lot about P because moles are still on a break, was a bit of a lunge session, but with a training aid on. So I've got like a Harbridge training aid. There's mixed opinions about training aids, but I find that really good, and it gives them a little bit of balance. It enables them to use muscles, to get them to start to work long and low, and use muscles that probably wouldn't have. So I'll pop a little bit of that in. I'll also pop a bit in with the pheasant came out to say hello and what she thought of that.
Show me life, show me love, make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love, show me life, show me love, make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love, this is all we got. Show me love, show me love, this is all we got. Show me love, this is all we got. Show me love.
With P, and today, like I said, we're going to do a little bit of a grid session, so I'll take you around to the school in a minute as we set that up. Whose is that booty? This is Miss Molly. She is still on her half-term break and enjoying the relaxation. They've both had physio as well over the last week or so, and it's been noted that Molly and P, but Molly in particular, has a very weak hind end. So she's coming back into work next week, but she'll be doing a lot for the next month or so. She'll be doing a lot of hacking, walk and trot, and some walk poles to try and build up her hind muscles, because she's a little bit underdeveloped, bless her. But again, Molly's only 4, so no rush with you, pal, is there? She don't want to talk today. Moles, are you going to talk? Are you going to come and say hello to the YouTube, to the vlog? She says no. I'm enjoying my day. Right, that's a bit of a random catch up, but now this little lady is going to do this week's jump session, and we're going to set up a little grid in the school. She's such a nice horse to have around, this one. They both are, but P's very easy. And look at that face. Right, so let's go around to the school and let's set up a little grid. And see how she goes. Oh, actually, what I'll put in first is building up to the grid. Obviously, I don't just wank horses onto a grid without some prep. So this week, what we've also done is work on cantering into poles. So if you notice over the last couple of weeks when we've been doing the jump sessions with P and Molly, to be fair, the girls have been trotted into their fences. I think it's really good for babies to get their balance, get their eye, and give them more time really to think about it before they're going at it at speed, which I think sometimes can lead them, if they don't really understand it, that's what can lead to stops, and we really don't want to get into that kind of habit. They've got to learn that they go over it, under it, through it. They've got to go forward. So I'll just pop a little bit of footage in about P when I was first learning her to canter into, and it's literally a pole on the ground. Now at the end of the session she got it really well, but I think you'll agree that the effort that she put in at first is unmatched. So yeah, while I walk round, take a look at that.
Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love, this is all we got. Show me love.
Back in the arena, menage, school, whatever you may call it, from wherever in the world you are. And I'm going to set up today just a very basic first startings of a grid. And as always, start it low, or start it on the floor, and then build it up. Tam's going to come and help me because it's a lot easier when you've got friends when you're building, particularly when you've got youngsters that knock poles, because getting on and off is a pain in the arse. Right, I'll set you up for a time lapse and you can have a look at what we're doing.
But I know you will turn it around. Oh, this is all we got. And I know you'll make.
So I probably like lines, straight lines. I'm terrible. Right, so what I've got is 2 cross poles to the very start of like an oxer or a spread. So she's done uprights, she's done cross poles, and I wanted to start getting thinking about a fence with a bit of width in. So I've done a spread because it's a bit kinder than an oxer to start off with. So I've got a cross pole, 1 stride, to a cross pole, 2 strides, to a little spread. There we go. So set at the height that I want to finish at, and if she does that, I'll be very, very proud of her and very, very impressed. If she doesn't, we'll see what she needs to work on. So right, I'm going to put these onto the floor now, grab myself a pony, get on with the training. There it is, all on the floor. I'm sure everybody knows that I put it on the floor. A1 to check striding, because you don't want to chuck any horse down a grid and get into trouble midway. And again, for a baby, it's just about confidence, isn't it? So I want to make sure that she's really confident going through it. And do you know what, even if we just do poles on the floor today, it's a win. You've got to think that little wins sometimes are the best things. Gridwork session starts now, and first of all it's a bit of a warm-up for Peapod to make sure that she is good to go.
They were good lads. You're funny, Peapod. Much. Yeah. Woo! Nice P. That was really nice. 1, 2. Yeah. That was
Jump that you've all been waiting for. This is where I have my first fall in this arena. Note to self, it's like falling on a cloud. Didn't hurt myself at all. But here I come in. Here, she's off. She's off the line. She knocks that fence. At that point, I should have pulled out, but I didn't. I said, kick on. She said, no thanks. Quick slip of the head. Gone. I mean, I love how Tan got that slow-mo, that fall in slow-mo. But here we are, just to make sure that, obviously I've got back on, to make sure that she's confident, because we can't leave a session like that. And she pops it nice. Really pleased with her.
Show me life, show me love.
Back, looking a bit worse for wear, but because let's be honest, when we've been riding ponies, we don't always look our best, do we? Reality. I get sweaty. Really good session. Massively impressed with her. I think she learned loads. She finished confident. We had our little blip in the middle. That's the first fall I've had here. And that's the first fall I think I've had since October, when I fell off Mo. And what I think is really funny is like the geldings, the boys used to save me. Like if I got over the neck, because I really don't want to fall off, I'm sure nobody does, but I really try hard to stay on. But when I used to get over the boy's neck, they used to like, get back on, mum. She literally went off, learned to put me on a better stride. Difference between mares and geldings. Oh, but loved her. She gave me the best feeling over that spread, and I'm really excited for a future. Next thing for her is to go out and about. So hopefully when I picked up my new vehicle, I can get some transport and let's get out and get a bit of just seeing the world. Bit of nivers and novice show jumping, dressage, bit of cross-country schooling. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe to follow our journey with these two beautiful girls. And next week, Molly will be back in work, but it'll be very boring. I might show you the little walk pole exercises that I've been advised to do and her physio exercises. But other than that, have a great rest of your week. Keep it real.
And I know you'll make a mistake. Get interference and lose your way.